Good evening, welcome to everyone. Today we let's talk about the Manipur crisis from the start. From the independence till now, we have talked about internal security failures. First, we talk about 1983. There was the Neeli massacre, and the 1984 there was the anti-Sikh riots. Manipur violence is going to join 2002's the Gotra riots. Okay, um, if it has increased so much, so if we talk about this internal security index, if it the scale where 9 means that there can be a civil war like Sri Lanka. Okay, now we see the Manipur crisis. It's number 7. It's most alarming 7. 50,000 people have left their homes. 140 people have been killed, and don't know how many are alive or injured, and don't know how many in their relief camps it safely or not. Who is responsible for this bloodshed? The government or state government, the central government, or the media people and the bordering nations? And we and you, we have no clue, but it's too late. How the Manipur is divided. This is most important part of this video, so understand it carefully. So this is Manipur, which is divided into two areas, hill area and valley area. Manipur's capital is Imphal, which comes in the valley area. Mainly people from two communities live in the Manipur. One is Methi community and the other is Kuki and the Naha community. Let's now a little about because of this, how we will understand the current crisis. So the majority here is the Methi community. Almost 53% of the population is of them, who mainly live in the valley area. Mainly they live in the Imphal area, which is only 10% of Manipur area. They are majority Hindus and they have been given the status of OBC or scheduled caste because they live in the valley area. They are considered advanced from other communities because all the facilities like hospital, education, infrastructure, all of these are easily available. Second is the Kuki and Naha communities, who is in the minority with 40% population. They live in the hill area, which is 90% of Manipur area. Their majority are Christians and in the scheduled tribe list. Because of this scheduled tribe status, there have been a lot of privileges like in the entire Manipur, the privilege of buying and selling land, reservation in government jobs and education institution. And because Methis are not the part of the scheduled tribes, they have no right to buy land in this hill area. If you look at the some of the major protests in India, they have been about land or reservation, and both these things are included in the Manipur crisis. Let me explain with you an example of that. How the Manipur is so twisted. Okay, so let's say that in law of Maharashtra, that whoever wants can live in Mumbai and whoever wants can buy or sell land, but in the rest of Maharashtra only Marathis can live, only Marathis can buy or sell the land. So imagine how difficult in the administration that would be. Now with this example, let's study in the case of Manipur.
First is the High Court's order. Actually, since 2013, Meithis were requesting a lot the central and state governments that they should be given the scheduled tribe status. But no action was taken. This is the year Manipur government told the state government the Meithis should also be considered to give the scheduled tribe status. The only consideration was discussed against this order of the High Court. Naga, Kuki and other tribes on 3rd May in Chichandarpur, a tribal solidarity march was happened, in which clashes took place between both the communities. Who attacked the first? That cannot be commented on now. This was the second trigger. Okay, because the first trigger was the Manipur government's eviction drive. For a long time, in the hills, reserve, forests and protected areas, the forest was issuing eviction warning to remove illegal occupations. And finally, the illegal occupants were removed. The state government was after removing the illegal occupations. This area was a part of drug trade. If you haven't heard about the Golden Triangle in the Southeast Asia, Then let me tell you, in some have a huge drug trade of opium and brown sugar. And in Manipur, there are some issues which are exchange house of the drug trade and cultivation. That means the Golden Triangle was making the northeast of India as a part of drug trade. Manipur was becoming a producer of drugs from the receiver. Sultanpur is the worst drug affected area of Manipur.
Now let's come to 2022. What's happening that the situation got so bad? There are three main important triggers for this. The number one is first the order issued by the Manipur High Court, the first one, and the second one is the Manipur government's eviction to remove illegal occupations. The third one is drug trade angle. These three, the important three triggers. Let's we understand the Manipur violence. Okay. Manipur borders are sensitive. Why I am saying this? Because Myanmar is considered as Asia's next failed state, meaning a place where there is no political stability, and then government has no control over citizens, and there are no law enforcement agencies. China influence in Myanmar has also is suffering our and connected with the armed supply, drug trade increases. Then special attention should be there, strict laws should be there. At this point, I want to tell you an interesting thing about Manipur history. So in 1947, when we had our independence, then there was a task to join the princely states in those places where Britishers did not directly control, but they did through the Indian citizens. Manipur was also princely states, which was merged within India, 21st September 1949. Did you know the Manipur was existing like a union territory? In 1972, it got the status of full state. If you see the history of Manipur, there are many instances in the 1972, even after the full state was formed, when the riots did not end. Then from 1980 to 2004, disturbed area act was put in place to protect it. Along with this, the Armed Forces Special Powers Act also imposed, because of which of the people they were not very happy. Anyway, if the situation got better, the areas where the situation got better, they were removed from the Disturbed Area Act. In 2022 itself, the central government special provisions that were applied in the Manipur, they were removed. If you see these instances of, they are not only in the Manipur, but many of northeastern states. Why is that happen? The reason is the Britishers. Actually, the Britishers had always shown in the northeastern states that even after independence, they will remain as excluded area. They will exist as autonomous states. They will not become a part of Indian bigger picture. But after independence, when there are radical groups who were not happy with this decision, even the bordering nations took advantage of it. I am sure that whenever there would be internal conflicts in India, at the same time Britishers would happens.
Let's understand very important point, that what is demand of both communities. Why are these classes happening? First of all, understand that the Indian states basically maintain three lists. One is other backward classes, second scheduled tribe, third scheduled caste, so that they can be given education on job reservation. Methi community has status of OBC and FC, but they need the status of scheduled tribe so that they can protect their culture, language and identity. Here the main issue of the land. Methi says that it is unfair. The Kuki and Nagas can buy land anywhere in the valley, but Nethis are not allowed to do this in these hills. They have only got 10% area, and that is also shrinking because other communities can take land here. By getting scheduled tribe status, they will get the right to buy land and sell the land in the hills. Whereas Naga and Kuki tribe says that Methi community is already in a stronger position and they don't need reservation. You
must have seen in the recent times that if there were any conflicts or clashes in India, then three important rights of the common man are immediately surrendered. The same things happen in the Manipur. three important rights of people are surrendered. The number one is, first of all, curfew was introduced under 144, because of which people's right to move freely is closed. And the second, schools and colleges were closed due to violent incidents behaviors, because of which the right to education is suffering. And the third one is, right to internet is suspended. From 3rd May in all the districts of Manipur, internet services are shut down. Due to this, many basic things like business transaction, online transaction, banking transaction, online education are not being assessed. If you look at in a way that is necessary to do all these things so that the violence does not escalate. But because of all these things, the common man is also suffering. So for 3 months and the crisis that has been going on, what is the solution of it? So combining a lot of opinions, we have 3 good solutions are coming up. I have 3 opinions and there is one extra also great weapon. Let's we discuss all the solutions. Okay. So the first question is that, should the order of Manipur High Court be a trigger point? You can discuss. That's no. Supreme Court, just from a judicial order, scheduled tribalists is not affected at all. So there should be no effect. It should not be a trigger. But this clarification should have been communicated to the citizens. It's long time ago, because we know that in India misinformation travels faster than information. It's a good information. Second is poppy cultivation is a big problem. Okay, if we want to eradicate it, then we should take a new initiative and add a new case should be introduced for these hill farmers. If we did not add any cash crops, that all the northeastern states should come together and form a body, separate council, and discuss all the issues, whether it is ethnic classic, whether it is state issues, whether it's border disputes, and all these things should be discussed. If we so now the problematic times, that how peace can be restored and how cut down the violence. Now let's discuss about the great weapon. Can president's rules be imposed in the Manipur? You know. So for the Manipur crisis that has been going on so long, president's rules can be the last option. We don't have any other option. If it is imposed when the state government cannot follow the constitutional machinery and the central government has take direct control. Let me tell you, the 1951 to 2019, 10 times president's rules has been imposed in the Manipur. But will this is able to find a long-term solution? You tell me. According to me, the central government should think of a long-term solution for this all northeastern states, for which in every border dispute, every ethnic class should be understood deeply, so that a long-term solution can be found. If today it's a Manipur, tomorrow is Nagaland or Mizoram, are we ready for it? Precaution is better than cure, so let's we do it. See, whatever is happening, the past new things, don't think about that. Only violence happens in between these communities. Our armed forces are biggest example to explain that how the people of Kuki, Naga, Meitei communities work together for national security. In fact, during this time of crisis, many we have example come forward. This is how they helped each other during the time of clashes. I really hope the Manipur violence ends soon. And if any internal conflict happens, any state in the future, we can figure out quick solution for it. I hope you learned something new today in this video. Thank you, friends.